Hi, this is Tony Naska with DovNet Software. Today we're here to talk about the inventory module and specifically using the barcode system to scan in your inventory counts for end of year. Preliminary to this, you'd be bringing up the inventory items, finding your item like so, and use this label button here to identify whether it's a serialized item, non-serialized, or UPC, or same, or nothing, the barcode system at all. Come over here to this guy, and you notice we have to train the system. Yes, being it's serialized. No, meaning that it does not have a serial number, but you want to consider it unique. UPC, or same, and then X. In this case, I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to capture a serial number like so. And the system prints out our label like so. And you see we've got a receiver ID at the top of this guy, and it's got the serial number like so. Our barcode is 101 ... which I'm going to copy. So now you notice down here the system has labeled as a serialized item. Now, to do our counts, we come over here to Task, Serialized Tracking, Certified Inventory. And the first thing you want to do is freeze your inventory. So we press here, Continue to Freeze Inventory. And what that does is take a picture of your quantities on hand, stores it into a separate field, where then you can do tag reports and variant reports between what you have in stock and what you've scanned, and then you can see whether there's a problem. Okay. So now we've gone ahead and froze our inventory. We come over here to enter items, and we're back to the inventory list, and we can use our barcode system to scan in the different devices. So I can come over here and hit paste, which is our barcode, press enter, and it's found the item and added it to our scanned list. If we come down here to this guy, we see there's our item we just scanned in. So you're literally scanning all your barcodes. Now you don't have to scan the allocated devices, only the devices that are open for new sales. If we happen to have a device that has UPC, the UPC barcode on it, we can use the UPC as the barcode, and in that case we use the keyboard on the barcode scanner itself to enter the quantity. We would enter, example, quantity 500. If this were a UPC item, it would actually add the devices like this onto the system. Now, of course, a serialized item is not going to let you scan it twice, but for a UPC item, that would be the whole point of the UPC. It has a quantity 1 or greater. Now, if you make a mistake, you can come to this screen. So right here, you see I've got this edit screen here. You make a mistake and you didn't mean to scan something in, or you forgot to put the quantity. This is an editable screen, and I can go ahead like so and hit the checkbox to save it. You can also delete the records if they're not supposed to be there, etc. Okay, so the whole point is you're now going to use this function here to scan all your devices into the system. Any mistakes, you can come over here to this guy, and if for some reason you don't have the barcode system, you can also put a quantity on, find the item like this, literally go find the item, enter the quantity, and say add item. So you can do it manually as well. Now, once you're done, you can run what's called a tag report and list out all the items that you have scanned in. And this way you can take a look at what I've scanned and make a determination, oh, I forgot this, or I need to scan that. So it's giving you a way to look at your inventory as you're scanning the devices in. And then from here what you can do is you can actually run a variant report. So this would be important to say, okay, we scanned all the devices in, let's make sure that it lines up with what we're expecting, and now you're running a variant report which comparing your allocated items versus your scanned items. So in this case, we had no count and we're at 500. Okay, so we found an item. This one, so the other items came out correct. So this is giving us what we're found that we scanned in versus what we had on hand. Now, once you've done your scans and you're in agreement with this, then you use this Post Changes button to actually make that the new quantity on hand. And then you go ahead and do this guy here and say Post or Changes, and now it is posted, those are your new inventory accounts. And then, of course, you would clear the data for the next time around when you want to do this, another quarter down the road or the end of year next year. Now, to finish this up, there's a couple other things that you want to do in your inventory. Now, if we were to run a inventory value report right now, so that's going to be ports inventory status value report. We can go ahead and run this guy with preview, including the allocation or not the allocation. So if I don't say exclude, then we're going to get our quantities on hand and our allocated inventory, which is tied to jobs. So there's that 500 feet that we adjusted earlier. But you see we got all these products allocated. Now, if you care about the value of the allocated inventory, we come down here to the bottom of the report here. You see we've got $11,000 of inventory. We have 500 allocated to projects, and so our total inventory is a combination of both. Now, if you don't want to see the allocation in this report, just what's open for new sales, we click on this guy, and now we just get our scanned in items that we've scanned in. On the area of the allocations, if we look down here, you see we have a negative here. That's where we've credited a device back to stock from a project. So it went negative, or it added the item back to stock. And we want to get rid of these guys. So things like this negative allocation might have had because we credited a project and it created a negative allocation, or it did a negative PO, but we didn't have any in stock, so it would reduce our stock negative. And we also might have allocations to projects, but we never intend to bill them. We did lump sum, and we forgot to do yes on the last question, clear allocations. And so now we've got allocated items here for projects we never will bill again. So the way to get rid of those is to go to Task, End of Month, and come down here to Clear Allocations for Dead or Complete Projects. So we're making the assumption the projects have been put in here into this status, and then we go ahead and say Start, and the system goes ahead and clears the allocations for all the items that will never be billed through the system. And then the system says Complete. Now we can go back to our status value report and click on this guy, and the system gets rid of, like, that negative now went away. So there you go. So after that, now we have a status value report. You can also use the value report under Crystal Reports here because it produces an exportable report to Excel. There you go. We have now done the end of year inventory counts for the company.